Hi everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about how to calculate the mean, the median, and the mode of a data set using Excel. So let's get started. First, we are going to calculate the mean of a given data set. The mean means the average. So we are calculating the average of a group of numbers. And in Excel, we are going to use the average function. It's not WEE, it's WEV. So we use average function to finish the job. So let's do it. So it's very simple. First, you already know if you watched my previous video, whenever we do any calculation in Excel, we need to start with equal sign. And you can use any cell to do the calculation. So I just chose to use this one. So let's type this average function. It doesn't matter it's lowercase or capital letters. So I have this opening parentheses. Then I just select these numbers and then close the parentheses. And that's it. And if you want to see the decimal, sometimes when this cell is too narrow, they just round it so that the number fit into the width of the cell. You can make it wider to see the decimals. So wider. And sometimes you can also click these buttons for this number block here to display more decimals, potentially if there's more decimal here. So you can see there's no more decimals, the rest are zeros. So the average of this data set is 33,437.5. So that's the average function. It's very straightforward. And now let's look at how we calculate the median of a data set. Now, median is defined as the middle number in the ordered data set, In other words, when you have a group of numbers and you want to calculate the median of it, first you have to put those numbers in order, either from the smallest to the largest, or from the largest to the smallest. Either way is fine. The middle number will still be in the middle. But we have two scenarios. You could have a data set that contains odd number of numbers in it. You could have a data set that has even number of numbers in it. So we're going to look at these two scenarios one by one. In Excel, in either case, in either scenario, we are going to use the same function called the median function to calculate it. But let's understand these two scenarios. So first, I'm going to copy the first data set. And to the right, you can copy it to any column, it doesn't matter. Oh, I need to make it wider for sure. And now I'm going to sort it so that we can identify the median. Then we use the median function to see if we get the same answer. So I'm going to select this, right click, and sort it from the smallest to the largest, or from the largest to the smallest. It doesn't make a difference. So it asks me if I want to sort the other column at the same time, and the answer is no. I just want to sort this current one. So it is sorted from the smallest to the largest. In this data set, we have how many numbers? We have 7 numbers. It's odd number of numbers in it. If you have odd number of numbers in your data set, there's only one number in the middle. In this case, it's $1.84. So you have 3 smaller than it. You have 3, the other 3 larger than it. 3 in front of it, 3 after it, right? That's called being in the middle. So our median for this data set is $1.84. Now let's do the same thing to the second data set. Second data set has 8 numbers. When you have an even number of numbers, there will be 2 numbers in the middle. So again, let's sort it first. So copy and paste. Oh, apparently I need to make this column wider. Oh, it's fine. It's okay. Now I'm going to right click and sort it. And only sort the selected column. Now, say these 2 numbers are in the middle. You see, let me highlight it. So these 3 are above these 2 numbers. The other 3 are below. That's called being in the middle. You don't have a single number in the middle when you have an even number of numbers in the data set. Now, what do we do? The definition of the median is a single number that is in the data set, in the middle of the data set, after you ordered the data set. So the way we do it is that we add these 2 numbers together and divide it by 2. So I'm going to do it right here. So you can use the average function actually, if you want to do that. And we just learned average function, right? Why not? Let's do average function. We just need to add them together, divided by 2. So select these 2 numbers. And you know that is correct, right? These 2 added together, let me put it in the middle. And add together, divided by 2, 31,500. Okay, in either case, if you use Excel function median, it makes no difference whether you have even numbers or odd numbers of number in the numbers in the data set. We just use the same function. So let's do that. Equals median function. See, it's just English word median. And select this data set. You don't need to order it. Original data set is totally fine. $1.84. Now let's do this one. Cost median. $31,500. So it's very convenient. The reason we want to use Excel is that in the real life, we don't just have 7 numbers and 8 numbers in the data set to calculate the median. We may have 20,000 numbers. So that's why we need to use the function to do it. Okay, the last one for today is the mode. What is the mode of data set? It is defined as the number or numbers in the data set that occur most often, most frequently. And the data set may have 1 or may have more than 1 mode in it. So we're going to look at both scenarios again. And in Excel, we are going to use this mode function to find the mode or modes if there's more than 1. So let's look at it one by one. First, this data set actually has 1 mode, but if you have actual data set, large data set, you don't know actually. And that's why later on we are going to use this mode function to find multiple of them, if potentially there are multiple of them. So first, I'm going to copy and paste again. And sort it. And only sort the selected column. Now, if you look at it, since this is a very short list of numbers, easy to see, and you can see 23 occur 3 times. All others, like 21, occur twice, and 26 occur twice. They all occur a fewer number of times. So by the definition, 23 is the mode of this data set. So the answer is 23. And let's put it on the side so that we know that it should be 23 later on when we use a function, right? Now let's look at the other one. Copy and paste first. We just want to know the answer before we use a function. so that we know when we use function, if we get all of the modes, if we have more than one. And sorted. Now this case, you see 18 occurs 3 times, and 24 also occurs 3 times. So we have 2 modes, 18 and 24. Now, by the way, we don't do anything about these 2 numbers like what we would do with median. We don't add them together divided by 2 because this mode is defined as a number or numbers from that data set. It's actually part of data set. It's not something division or any other operation result. Okay, now let's use this mode function. Let's do the first one, equals mode, open the parentheses. Now let's roll back a little bit. Let's say after I type this English word mode, you see that there are 3 of these functions show up. The first one, mode dot mult. This function is designed to return multiple modes. If you have situations such as this second one, it will return all of the modes. The second one, dot SNGL, is designed to return just one mode. The third one is fading away. Don't use this one. See this exclamation mark is outdated. We don't use that anymore. And the thing is, when you use this multi-mode function, if you just select this data set and which has one mode, it will give you that one mode. That means it functions as this a single mode function. Let's try this one. Let's try both so that you can see to give you the same result. Again, when you use a function, you don't have to sort it. I sort it, just show you the answer first, so that you know the function will give us a right answer. See, 23. Even if I use a multi-mode function, because there's only one mode in it. So let's clear that and do it again using the single one. I mean, this one. So we got the same answer, right? Now, what about this multi-mode? Now, in reality, actually, you don't know how many modes you have, especially when you have a large data set which contains thousands of numbers, maybe millions of numbers in it. There's no way you can know how many modes just by looking at those numbers, right? So usually we would use this multi-mode function, just in case there's more than one. So how do you do that? First, if you, let me show you mode. So I select this one. If I select this data set, even though it contains multiple modes, we have 2 in this case. If you just close the parentheses and hit enter button, you only get 1 mode result. What's the difference? Mode, multi. 17. Maybe because I merged the cells on the top because of that. Let me use a different cell to do that. And this one should be okay. Equals, it makes the font bigger in this cell. Equals mode. And select this data and close it. See, it only return, oh, they return 2. Well, this is a surprise to me. Usually you have to enter basically select multi-cells to display more than one mode. Oh, this is a surprise. This is really good. So basically you use multi-mode function, even if you potentially there's only one mode in it. Let me try it again. I just curious in this situation. But usually you don't just use it as if it is a single mode function. Maybe the version the Excel I use at school and is different than the version I use at home. The home version looks like better. Yeah, I get both modes. Now, in case it doesn't work like that, there's another way to do that, to get multi-mode, because you could have different versions of Excel. Now, in that case, you do it this way. You still enter, let me make this font bigger. You still enter this multi mode here. Now, let me roll it back. It goes like this. First, you select several cells. How many select, and when you see how many modes you have, and you know if you get all of those modes, because if you don't select enough, there are only numbers show up without other character, other message. So let's say after select several cells, the first one is highlighted automatically. You don't need to click, just type equals mode. And then select your data. And then close it. In this case, don't hit enter button. Instead, you hit Control Shift, 2 buttons, then enter button. Control Shift, then enter. See, this is what I'm talking about. When you have multi-mode, it always return multi-mode. And then you get this message. This message just indicator that you don't have any more modes. If you have more modes, it will continue to display those numbers until you have one of this. That's why you need to try to select several cells until you have enough, and then one of this will show up. So in other words, in the beginning, you just select a few more cells to be safe, so that you don't have to redo that. Again, if you know the site has more than one mode, you use a multi-function, multi-mode that function, and you only get one, try to use Control Shift Enter instead of just enter button. I got a good surprise today because of my version of Excel is different. Okay, that's this video. Make comments if you have any suggestions or any questions. In the next video, we are going to look at how to calculate the mean, the median, also the mode of a data set given by a frequency distribution table. See you in the next video.